Hi everyone, this is Ece with Klinik Europe. I am the co-founder of Klinik Europe Turkey and head of patient satisfaction. Welcome to my podcast, Klinik Europe Explains. In this podcast series, I'll be explaining the Turkish medical market itself and discussing its players, recent regulations and specific procedures in depth, such as plastic surgeries, bariatric surgeries, IVF treatments and dental treatments, etc. Klinik Europe delivers fantastic results and amazing aftercare and has been hosting its patients in Antalya and Istanbul, Turkey. We have completed over 1,000 of successful cases with a 98% of patient satisfaction. Contact one of our agents today to learn about this month's deals and special offers. Today's episode is about Turkish government's latest restriction to self-employed physicians, which most of you are already booked or planning to book with. With this regulation published by the Ministry of Health, a limitation was imposed on the treatment and surgery practices of doctors who conduct their surgeries in private hospitals. From this week on, private hospitals will be able to work only with a limited number of doctors. Nearly 10,000 doctors in Turkey who have private practices will be unfortunately affected by this change. Up until now, doctors in Turkey had this option to keep a private practice and rent the operating theaters of the hospitals, which they trust their surgical staff, quality of materials, and overall hygiene to conduct their surgeries. From today on, to be able to use the operating theaters of the hospitals, surgeons in Turkey should either join the staff of that specific hospital or be one of the lucky doctors who secured their places, which is quoted and limited to only 10% of the privately practicing doctors. Or else they basically won't be able to use any operating theaters at all. This will cause an inequality of opportunities among physicians who practice their profession, because the hospitals will only work with a certain group of physicians due to the staff restriction imposed by the government. Therefore, the most important disadvantage of this law brings to us is that it restricts physicians to freely practice their professions. Many medical chambers, especially the Istanbul, Izmir, and Antalya medical chambers, announced that they will apply for the annulment of the regulation change. What does that mean to you and how does it apply to you? You should definitely be expecting a restriction from choosing your own physician, hospital, and prosthesis or surgery materials. Also, it is quite likely that you will have a last-minute change of your practitioner who will perform your surgery and probably have to be settled with one of that your mediator or hospitals decides to work with. And also, this comes with a probable risk of your surgery's cancellation. Klinik Europe continues to serve with its doctor staff and hospital as it had been for years. There are no surprises but only fantastic results and amazing aftercare with Klinik Europe. Contact us now to skip this hustle and focus on your transformation.